Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal E442, a 1954 S plastic tube roll. How is everybody doing today? I see James Valley's in the house. Welcome. Go ahead and draw this chip. Chip number 23. 23. A new thing today, we got PETA in here. She's sitting on a carpet and trying to relax. She's up and moving around a little bit. So that's good. Dan McCumber, how you feeling, bud? You doing all right? We'll go ahead and empty this roll and get things started. All right, we will get it going here. How's things going out with you guys? You still in the hospital? You got another, you said it like 8 days, didn't you, Dan? Or are they letting you go home? We are going to look at the first 10 reverses or so. Nothing. Nice little die crack. Still there. That's too bad. But we've got sunny and 90 degrees today. We did end up getting some rain yesterday, which was a good thing. Coin number 2, Dan. Some die chips on the date. Die crack coming down from the 5 there. We do have a couple double die obverses for the date. A little BIE also, and a die clash. Coin number 3, Doug Rezak. There's a different die, but a bigger die chip off the 5. See if this has got a BIE on it also. Got a little die crack on the forehead. Just starting to break at the back of the E. Nice die crack there. So some later die state stuff, or broken dies anyways. Die chips on the right wheat. Heck, I just heard thunder now and it's sunny outside. Coin 4, Taco John. Little die chip in the 9 on this one. We'll be doing a 43p roll next. Not really sure when. I'm going to try to get it Sunday, but I will schedule it. Then I will do the 61D rolls over the next week. Might save one of them to do before the next reveal show. I've got to touch base with Chuck and see when he wants to sell reveals next. But I'm assuming the Monday after, so the first Monday in June. But that's not set in stone. Some nice little die chips on this coin. That's a good thing, Dan. I hope you do. We're all praying for you, Dan. I know that it's tough. Diabetes can really play havoc with your feet. And it's weird. The medication they put me on actually makes my feet tingle. I was like really panicking and ended up sending a message, and they're like, "Oh, that's normal." I'm like, well, it's not normal for me. Ooh, look at those die gouges. Coin number 8 for Blaine. Whoa. Where'd that one come from? Let me double check. We will give him a credit. Hopefully that's the only one in there. Or something tells me that this tube was big enough to put proofs in. But there may be extra coins in it. Do you see my message about the possible 44P DDO 35? I did see an email about that. So I will check it out again after. That is, thought it was an RPM at first. Let me look at it. It looks like a little bag hit. And it is. Ooh, where are you? There we go. Not Gabby Penton. I used to take that a long time ago when I had my first back injury. It wasn't called, that was the generic name. It was being marketed. It was a brand new drug back then. And they called it Neurontin or something like that. But I didn't like that. This stuff, I'm trying to think what it's called. It's glip or something. And, yeah. Not crazy about it at all. I know that they give that to dogs. My dog took it after her back surgery for a week. And I don't think she liked it. She is off all her drugs now, so that's good. She goes the end of July to see about if she has Cushing's disease or not. Sissy, welcome. Now, I never had neuropathy until they put me on diabetes medication. And it's like some sort of sulfonamide or something like that. I don't remember what the name of it is. I don't care for it. I'm glad I get to go to the doctor here soon and see if there's something else. But I do know that it has lowered my blood sugar because I literally have low blood sugar for 2 hours every day now. Matter of fact, probably by the end of this broadcast, it'll be starting to kick in. Coin 14, Carl. Different die. We got concentric scratches on this one. I will look at the reverse since I don't recognize it. Oh yeah. Well, and the weird thing is back in the day, like when I tried it, I was on thousands of milligrams. It was to block nerve pain, and I had a spinal cord injury where it was really painful in my one leg. And I can remember them saying, "Don't eat hot food. Don't eat." I mean, I couldn't eat anything but room temperature food because you couldn't. There's an RPM. You couldn't determine that it was even hot. So let me see what we can find here. Let me look. We've got it, you see it right on the back of the S. Let me turn the light up a little bit. And on the bottom of the S. And it looks like that one. That'll be easier to see. Yep, it is 1mm7. 1mm7, which is RPM number 7 for dirty water. Let me get my notepad. Next coin, Paul Hampton. Pardon me. Larry got this one. AZ Coins, welcome to the show. All right. Sounds good, sissy. Glad you could join us. So far, one find. Hopefully it's the first of many. Well, before I found that, I had the perfect focus and focal length that everything was in focus. Hopefully I don't have to fight for long. Next coin, Mickey. I know there was another one they gave out beside gabapentin, Lyrica or something like that. I couldn't take that. That one it gave me some weird side effect. I don't remember. It's been so long ago. They don't like giving the narcotics out now, and I understand that because they can be bad news for some people. When they're taken properly, they work well. But a lot of people abuse them because they figure that if they can't feel it, it's not working. And that is a misnomer with opiates. If you're in pain and they're working, you don't feel anything. So if you feel them, you're taking too much. I had a great physiatrist that was really good about education. And I think that's actually part of the problem is there's no education. Even with blood pressure medication and other, they don't take time to say this is how you should take them. And if you don't take them, this is going to happen. They just write you a prescription and send you on your way. And there's people that like to get buzzed. That's, a problem all in itself. But now they don't give them out, so people are taking other stuff for it. Yeah, I've heard that. There's people, it's weird because it's an antidepressant. There's, like I say, vets love. Ooh, what's that? Oh, that's machine doubling. That almost looked like RPM 4, except it's on the date also. Yeah, and you're not the only one, Blaine. There is a lot of people that need stuff to keep them functional. And like everything else, it's people that don't, follow the rules that ruin it for the people that do follow the rules. I mean, you look at the homeless people and the fentanyl problem and stuff like that, and a lot of it has arose because people jammed their finger and then they got Vicodin for it, or people fell down and pulled a muscle and they gave them Vicodin for it. It might not have been, I'm not a doctor and I don't know, but that might not have been the best choice, because there's a lot of those people that are homeless down here that you hear how they, how they're drug addicts and how they started their drug abuse, and it almost always came, I got hit by a car and I took Vicodin for 2 weeks and then I was hooked on drugs. The brain is a powerful thing. Alex, welcome. And it loves dopamine. And addiction loves dopamine, so coin 26 for Dan. 1 RPM so far. Coin 27, Mickey. All sorts of chatter online about how they're quitting making the penny. And I've read the press release so many times, and it really depends. Ooh, there you go. What you read on how to interpret it. Some say they've placed their last order for the planchets, while the original release from Yahoo, Wall Street Journal, and the actual government release says they are preparing to make their final order. So we don't know how many they're going to order, how many they have in inventory, when they're placing the last order. But boy, the social media and YouTube, it's been going crazy with people saying how valuable pennies are going to be. I still wouldn't jump and say that everything's going to double in price. They've made well over 550 billion pennies since the Lincoln cent has been out. And there are plenty of them to go around. I like it also in that press release. It said they minted 3.4 billion Lincoln cents last year. That is not true. They minted 3.4 billion coins, period, of all denominations. They did 1.4 billion Lincoln cents. They've already minted 1.06 billion Lincoln cents so far this year. There are two. Here's my issue with it. If the Federal Reserve orders pennies, the mint will be forced to make pennies. There are two bills, and that presents its own problem to get rid of the pennies. One of them addresses the problem with the nickel. One of them addresses getting rid of the $2 bill. One of them even addresses giving the mint possibility to remove the $1 bill and use dollar coins, which I think is a great idea. I think it's a wonderful idea because dollar coins last a long time. Dollar bills literally last days in circulation. We do have to do something with the money mintage because over the last 10 years, cash transactions went from 80% of our transactions to only 16%. So we're not using much cash anymore. We're using electronic. I'll tell you what, Alex, keeping your brain engaged, it's not just good for that. It's good for depression. It's good for everything. I have a daughter that struggles with depression, and I always tell her to get hobbies and engage in hobbies. And she finally listened to me, and she says, "I can't believe it. I haven't been depressed in 2 years." I says, "It's because you're keeping yourself engaged. You're just not thinking about negativity all the time. You're doing something good for yourself." Robert Bruce, welcome. Well, Dan, I disagree. I think the dollar coins are just fine. The problem is people don't want to carry dollar coins because they carry dollar bills. They have a choice, and if you don't give them a choice, they'll have no problem using those dollar coins. I mean, I foresee, I have read nothing. This is just pure opinion. That when they want to get one of those bills wants to get rid of the nickel and add, go back and forth with 7 cents. I have a feeling that the American people are too cheap and don't want to lose 7 cents on the dollar possibly for a transaction to round up to the nearest nickel. They can't. They're not the best coin. I mean, everybody looks at the Morgan dollars. And you know they expect the dollars to be like that, or like even the Eisenhower, but people hated the Eisenhower dollars. They said they were too big. That was part of the reason of getting rid of the Eisenhower dollar. You know, a lot of it, you're a coin collector, so a lot of your opinion is based on history. As far as usefulness goes, I think the dollar coin would be fine even if they changed the material they used on the reverse or obverse. I do like after the interview I saw with Randy L. Tatum, I actually am fonder of the Sacagawea dollar than I was before I saw the interview, just because she's a very good diplomat for it. They could use her and make commercials, and she would get people because she is that engaging. I think she could get people to use them. Well, they're not going to change the metal. I truly think that you're going to start seeing clad coins in the next 5 or 10 years not be clad anymore. I think you're going to start seeing them use cheap materials on coins. So, oh, coin 30. Who was coin 30? Doug. Doug. Why does that sound? Oh, no, it wasn't Doug. It was Alex. All right, Doug is the winner of the giveaway. Oh, I love big coins too. If I had my way, they would be big silver dollars again. But ultimately, walking with $10 in your pocket would be difficult. Let's see, E442 for Doug. So, and that's it. I mean, like I say, I still got a post office that they force me to use it. If you go in and pay cash, you are getting change back in dollar coins, unless you need a $5 bill. That's true, Dan. That's true. I know that I was reading one of the articles broke it down a little bit better and said that the most profitable denomination that they manufacture right now are dimes. They last a long time, and they cost basically, I think, about the same as a cent to make. So when you read something like that and you read into it, half dollars, quarters are probably at least looking at a composition change. Not in the immediate future, because nobody's even really talking about it yet. But from a financial, I don't think they're going to be able to get rid of cash. But I think that electronic fund transfers, EFTs, are going to be the way of the future. And a lot of cash will be taken out of circulation. So I was shocked that only 16% of all transactions in the country rely on cash at all now, which is kind of crazy. Mark Thomas. Yes, we found one copy of RPM number 7, Mark. And nothing else. And this roll definitely is going to have another coin that I can give. No, let's see. This is coin 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's got an extra coin in it. So providing there's no other D-mints, Blaine will end up getting his coin. Yeah, talking about all sorts of neat stuff, Mark. Talking about the penny, talking about Gabby Penton. All sorts of conversation going on. But I'm not buying into all the hype right yet. I'm patiently waiting for it to actually happen. I'm going to give you both, Blaine. It looks like we're going to have an extra coin in the roll. And like that kind of tube, I don't have another one on my desk. Oh, I do. These tubes that look like this, they hold 50 Canadian coins or 50 proof coins. Most tubes that hold cents will only hold 49 proof coins or 49 Lincoln or Canadian cents. The Canadian cent is slightly thicker. But today is the first day that PETA looks like, let me look at that. That looks like a dark mark, not an eyelid. And it is. Just wanted to make sure. Coin 45. Sloppy stacks. But yeah, there's been a lot of arguing on Facebook about this stuff too. It's like, my gosh. And then they're putting a post up and it's like slightly politically motivated one way or the other. And me not being politically motivated at all, I'll believe it when I see it. Tired of eyelids. You know, Mark, you're probably not the only one to say that. But yeah, you just searched a bunch of 63Ds and they have tons of eyelids. They're like 56D and 57D. Nice little die chips through the date. That means that you are ranked third as far as chat goes right now, Robert Bruce. It's something that YouTube started. It would have been Monday after 5 o'clock because it was not on my reveal Monday, but it was during the reveal show. It was there. So it is something new that YouTube is doing, and I really haven't explored or talked to Chuck enough to know if we want to, if we can turn it off, if it is something we want to keep on, or not. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't see a disadvantage to it being there. I do not think that, IT. I think there will always be a market for collecting coins. They might be harder to get. I don't think you're going to see rapid inflation. I think it's something that will happen over time. And I don't think it's, right now, I don't think stopping making money is possible. I know that if they had it their way, they would want everything done through an electronic transfer. So Searig, gets a 54D. Now let's see what these are. Are these 54D? Nope. So he's going to get a second coin. First, we're going to give the first one to Blaine, which was coin number 8. And he gets this one. Can turn it off for your own account. All right. Oh, and that's an RPM. Look at that. That is, let me look. You can see it right here on the upper serif also. So let me see if we can figure out which one this is. I'm sure, not that. That's close. All right, let me go back through. It's not that. Looks to be RPM number 1. There's that. Let's look at the die crack. There's the die crack. So we have, let's see if we got any reverse markers. There's a little die dot. There's not a lot to link it in the reverse. there it is. There's the little die dot that's on the website. Let's see what we got here. Little die. Oh, that's there. Little die chip right there. So we got 1mm1 for Blaine. I will separate these into 2 flips after I do it, but let me 1mm001. And let's do the final coin of the roll. I'm thinking that somebody threw these 2 coins in there because they thought the roll was short. And that was because it was a tube that was made for Canadian cents or proof cents. So that is the roll. 43p roll will be the next roll. Probably Sunday afternoon for the 43p. Then the 61D rolls that I've got coming up will be probably one sometime next week and the other one before the next reveal show. But I thank you for joining me. Hit that like button on the way out. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We try to have lots of content if you're into coin roll hunting. Do a double roll reveal show. Maybe I will do that. Maybe I will do that. So, you know, I like to spend cash IT. I have no problem at all. I always spend, but I do like my bigger purchases. I don't like carrying a big old pocket full of cash. And when you go to like Sam's Club or grocery shopping, who wants to carry $300 or $400 with you? But anyways, I want to thank everybody for joining again, and I will talk to y'all in the neighborhood. Car shopping. What are you going to buy, Dirty Water? That's a good thing. What brand you looking at? We found 2 RPMs, RPM number 1 and RPM number 7. And you got RPM number 7, and Blaine got RPM number 1. You gonna buy American, or you buying a Toyota, or what you buying? Palisade. They're nice. They're nice. Hyundais in general can be nice. Yep, that was in one of the bills that I mean, I didn't read the whole thing, but I scanned it over, and discontinuing the $2 bill was actually in one of those, as it should be, because like you say, there's plenty of them out there. You can go to any bank and buy a strap of 100 $2 bills. So anyways, you all have a great day, and it's probably going to be Sunday afternoon. I will probably see you Sunday afternoon with a 43p roll. We'll talk to y'all later.